Hey, good morning from Cusco. It is about 9:15 a.m. on the 25th of January, 2023, and it's cloudy and cold here today. So I am going to run through a couple of pictures of the front pages of some major Cusco newspapers and tell you what is in the news right now. So here we have Congress would like to reduce the required vacation in Peru from 30 days to 15 days. There's a recession in the tourism industry, and Dina Boluarte has asked for a truce in roadblocks so that there can be a dialogue. And then there's a bunch of other things that are about protests happening in general. Also news that the airport suspended operations yesterday afternoon, although it has resumed them already. Again, news of Dina Boluarte asking for a national truce. Also that hotel reservation cancellations have risen to 90%. And there are lots of complaints about the informal and unlicensed operators that took tourists to Machu Picchu via back roads. And finally, from El Tiempo, we have reports that the start of school may be at risk due to protests. They may not be able to start school on time. A number of mayors say that Dina Boluarte resigning is the only path out of chaos. There is a big football game scheduled for this weekend, and the bivalent COVID vaccines are already in Cusco and being given to medical workers first. For what it's worth, I don't only look at the newspapers, I look at all of the newspapers. Yes, I also watch the informal TV and online YouTube news. I also listen to the radio, and I also monitor social media and reports about what's going on around town. So that adds to also checking everything in the relevant places like government agency websites and Facebook pages and that kind of thing in order to be sure that what is being reported is actually factual. The Noticias en Cusco page usually has pretty timely and accurate updates, and here are some examples. So these are official press releases that talk about some of the specific things that we have discussed just now that were in the news, such as the airport has reopened and that the National Police do not guarantee that this weekend's big football match will take place. Perhaps the most significant is that the health organizations report that there are no deaths in Cusco, and a lot of people have been released from the hospital, and there are no new injured being admitted to the hospital in Cusco either, meaning that the city of Cusco is actually doing pretty good as far as safety is concerned. So that's a good reason to stick around and stay calm, and that is exactly what the health sector is suggesting people do. Okay, waking up this morning, the 25th of January, 2023, and looking at the national news, the Cusco airport is closed with no reason given, even though there have been no reports anywhere of any attempts on the airport, and things have been pretty chill around Cusco, so nobody knows why exactly. Some folks have suggested that maybe it is an attempt to punish the Cusco region by eliminating the 5% of remaining tourism that potentially exists here. Another thing related to that is that there are all these tourists who are here right now who are looking at reports that say, okay, the route out south out of Cusco heading towards Puno and various points along the way, so that includes this particular list of tourist sites and attractions, is closed and blockaded and has been heavily blockaded without pause for like a month now. So you should make alternative plans and not try to go to Vinicunca, which some people call the Rainbow Mountain, or places in the Ocongate area, or to Eshuachaca, the rope bridge, or via land to Puno and Bolivia, right? And the military is actively moving into Puno right now to have a dialogue. And the response that a lot of tourists are giving is, okay, but it's not like they've barricaded everything, right? And the answer is no. They've barricaded those roads. Those roads are barricaded, and they are becoming active conflict zones in parts of what you're asking about. And so then tourists are like, but can you recommend a driver to take me anyway? And my answer is no. I cannot recommend anybody who wants to drive through roadblocks and face actual risk to take you to the middle of conflict zones the military is actively moving into after already killing dozens of protesters, so that you can later complain you didn't have the tour experience of your dreams. You should make alternative plans, like not going to the specific places your tour operator that you booked with already told you that they wouldn't take you to. Tourists are like, how rude, how very dare you. Dude, go see some of the other stuff that there is literally shitloads of. Okay? Like, seriously, get a grip. So anyway, here's hoping that the clouds lift a little bit in Cusco, both metaphorically and genuinely, like real life clouds, because it's a little bit chilly, and I would like it to be warmer, but not too warm, So if it's not too much to ask, just like bringing about peace and a resolution to all of this conflict that's going on in Peru right now, I would like better weather today. So anyway, those are my hopes. But yeah, I want to reiterate that it is generally pretty safe to come to Cusco right now. The thing is, you've got to be flexible, and you've got to use your head, and don't go to dangerous situations that everybody tells you are dangerous. Like, if everybody says it's dangerous to go do this, then don't do it. Like, this shouldn't be rocket surgery, but here we are. Anyway, I'm going to get a move on, try and get my Wednesday errands out of the way and all of that, and I will hopefully report back in later on this afternoon.